Further debate? The member for Guelph.
Speaker, I rise to speak on Bill 296, an act to amend the Retirement Homes Act. And I want to thank the member from Hamilton, Ancaster Dundas, for bringing this bill forward. And I'm going to speak to this bill in a moment, but to reflect the words from the member, today is an important day to talk about justice. And we are going to talk about justice for elders today, but we also have to talk about justice for Indigenous peoples today as well. And I thank the member for opening her comments, because we can't speak about justice without speaking about the 215 Indigenous children who were discovered in a mass grave at the site of the former Kamloops Indian Residential School in British Columbia. Speaker, we can't speak about justice if we don't speak about children that were stolen from their families, children whose futures were stolen from them by people who were supposed to be caring for them. A school system that the Truth and Reconciliation Commission has called cultural genocide. A system that is a stain on our past. So, Speaker, we will mourn. We as a country will mourn these children. We will mourn the intergenerational trauma from the residential school system. But, Speaker, we also have to act to dismantle systemic racism in colonial structures. And so today, when we talk about Bill 296, I also want to talk about justice for elders. Speaker, self-regulation doesn't work. It doesn't work when it comes to caring for people. You know, in the first wave of this pandemic, so many people talked about long-term care, and rightfully so. But as I believe the member from Niagara spoke, the tragedy in retirement homes was real as well. Some of the horrific images I saw of personal support workers not having access to PPE was not only in long-term care, but it was in retirement homes. And people don't oftentimes realize the differences and similarities between the two. People in retirement homes don't have a clear understanding of what their rights are because of the self-regulatory body. People don't realize that a number of alternative level of care patients are cared for in retirement homes, but the regulatory restructure doesn't reflect that. It doesn't reflect the fact that the levels of complexity in care has not only significantly increased in long-term care, but it's also increased in retirement homes. The Auditor General has made it very clear that the regulatory structure for retirement homes is broken. It needs to be fixed. And I appreciate the members opposite have talked about the Retirement Homes Act review, and that is an important review. But I would encourage everyone in this House to vote for Bill 296 today. Send this bill to committee, because the contents of this bill should be part of the debate and the conversation about what needs to happen in that review. And so, Speaker, I will be supporting this bill. I encourage all members of this legislature to support the bill, and I appreciate the member for bringing it forward. Thank you, Speaker.